You are far more stronger than you know. You are far more stronger than you've been told. Hi, I'm Diksha and I'm the co-founder of Samosa Party. I grew up in a very high trust environment and high responsibility. Times were different. There were no mobile phones, no internet and everything. So all you had is, your books, you had people around you, local heroes, you had heroes in the family. And I always looked up to my father, who was very, very hardworking. And I always saw him finishing things. So one thing that I always pride myself in, even today, is that I don't leave tasks unfinished. I pick up something and I feel that I must take it to its logical conclusion, whatever that may be. That is something that I learned from my father very early in life, and that has always helped me right up to this day. There's this interesting story. When I had just finished school, I was, sort of part-timing at one of the guest houses in Nainital, which is where I grew up. And there was a famous MTV VJ back then who came to stay there with her family. And I got the opportunity to talk to her. And when I asked her that, what do you think I should do? How do you think I should shape my career? So the one thing that she said to me is that, the soonest you can, please leave from here. Go out to Delhi or Bombay or wherever. You need exposure. And if you are a driven person, you need that exposure. You will figure something out. So that really hit me hard. She gave me this very important piece of advice about, getting the right exposure. When it comes to food, most of our ethnic food, and specifically snacking, it has remained very pedestrian. That is something that bothered me a lot. I think the whole world needs to discover, just the way you have, there's pizzas, tacos, burgers, fried chicken, donuts. They are all over the world now. You go to any part of the world and you will find an international QSR chain which is providing you some of these products. And not just one chain. Each of these categories has multiple players who are multi-billion businesses. I think it's about time that we built something which represents India's culinary heritage. There are about 6 crore samosas that are consumed in India alone every single day. Even as a business opportunity, it's a really large opportunity. We must elevate the standard. We must take it to the global scale and give this to the rest of the world. So with that vision is why we started Samosa Party. We get a lot of love in all the cities that we operate, and hopefully we should be on to global domination with samosas soon. The first few years have been a bumpy ride, but have also given us the hardest lessons, right? I've learned a lot in the process. I think I've learned a lot about myself as a person, as an entrepreneur, as to what it takes out of me to get the best. We hit our first milestone when we reached 1 crore a month kind of a number. Then we hit the next milestones and so on and so forth. So we are smashing all of those. A lot of people still don't believe that a really large business can be built on samosas. My message to them is it can, and I will show you how. Most important lesson from the entrepreneur journey is nothing's impossible, right? You can achieve whatever you want. It may take a little longer. You will figure it out. That's number one. Number two, I've learned as an entrepreneur is, anything that you set out to do, it's not done until it's done. So do not celebrate too early. Do not get lax too early. Do not, sit back and say, now this is done, let me move on to the next thing. Do one thing at a time. It's only done until it's 100% completed. Then you move to the next thing. X factor is, I would say, tenacity. I'm a very, very tenacious person. If I'm told 10 times it can't be done, I will go back for the 11th time, annoying as it may be. But sometimes it works. Not hesitating to reach out to people. If the who's who in the room and I feel that, I can reach out and ask them for something, whether it is just to douse my curiosity or to get some help for my venture, I will not hesitate in reaching out and talking to them. I think Kalari has always been known as early spotter of trends, and they've backed some phenomenal companies, they've backed some phenomenal founders and Vani herself has been a founder. So I think the combination of capital, the skills they bring, as well as having been in the founder's shoes themselves, that makes them very good partners. Sports is definitely a place to look for inspiration. Sports and science. Simplest answer, my parents. I'll add my co-founder and husband as well. I think I learn a lot from him every day. Number one, be a finisher. A lot of people, entrepreneurs by design are creative people, so they start too many things. Not all of them finish them. And number two would be stay humble. There will be good and bad times in everybody's entrepreneurial journey, no matter how big or small you are. But staying humble, staying close to your team, staying close to the ground is always helpful. Number one is scenario planning. You always need data. You should plan. And number two, I think somewhere you've got to let your gut also decide a few things. So for whatever you have data available, look towards data. For whatever you don't, look to your heart.